What's going on, everybody? Luciano Martinez here with Remax Platinum. How's it going? I hope everybody's having a great start to September. And as always, the first week of the month, I give you guys the previous month's market report, right, and see how the market is doing. So when we look at when I give you guys the market report for September, we are looking at July. When I give you guys the market report for October, we are going to be looking at August, etc., etc., etc. So I hope that's not so much frustrating, but I do like to give you guys an idea. We get that data about a week late, right? So like obviously August just finished. We don't have that information just yet. We'll have that information maybe the second or third week of September. So by then I'll just, I like to do a monthly report. But anyways, not a big deal. Let's go ahead and without further ado, just look at the market statistics in Hidalgo County. I want to focus on Hidalgo County only. I'm not focused on Star. If you obviously have questions about Star or Cameron, contact me. We'll talk about it. But I'm going to focus on July 2025 market statistics. And then I'll give you guys a 7-day snapshot of the last few days of what the market is looking like. So, and I'll tell you guys why here in a little bit. But if we're here, what we're looking at is all farm and ranch, which is all land in the state, in the Hidalgo County area. Months of inventory, 12.8. We always talk about months of inventory being if the market were to not bring in any more listings into the market, would take about 12.8, 13 months, right, to empty out the market, which is the average or median days on market is about 142, right? So, you can see this right here. Take that with the grain of salt. This is all land, if we're talking about 0 acres to, hundreds and hundreds of acres. Then we look at the residential aspect of it. This is all residential. So today I decided to include all residential, including condos, including single family detached homes, anything that was a single family residential home. Or actually, I think all residential is my fault. This is all including multifamily residential, non-commercial use, right? So months of inventory, we're looking at 9.0, 75 days on market with a median price of 250. Closed sales is 409. Active listings is 2,998. So that just gives you an idea. The band where we are, the most, most inventory that is moving is going to be in the $200,000-$300,000 mark. So then I wanted to go ahead and give me a quick second and move this out of the way. Show you guys another snapshot. Now this is just commercial movement in the last 7 days in Hidalgo County. So we have new listings that are commercial, 16. Price, 9 of the ones that are listed in the market have decreased in the price. 4 have gone pending, 5 sold, 2 withdrawn, expired 11. And I want to point out the expireds because that's kind of like what I was going to talk to everybody about today. Multifamily, you guys can look through this. You guys can pause the video. I'm going to go ahead and over here to the vacant. You guys can also pause that one. Residential is what's, the vast majority of the area here. New listings 189, back on the market 23. That means that they probably expired or decided to go with a different agent. They went back on the market 23. Price decrease 179 have decreased the price. Price increase 15. I would say that the reason that these are price increasing is because maybe the agent input it wrong. Like it had 215 and they were trying to put 215,000. So that would be my guess as to the price increase. I'll have to go in there and check, right? 60 have gone under contract. 60 have gone under contract. 97 have gone pending. And again, this is all Hidalgo County in the last 7 days, right? And this is just residential. Expired 99. Again, I'm making a point about expireds here in a little bit. This is all for sale property in the Hidalgo County area. 295 new listings, back on the market 38. Price decrease 231. Price increase again 22, and again I think the reason for that is because they had a typo and they increased it back to maybe they forgot a 0 or something to that effect, right? 73 have gone under contract, 124 have moved into the pending, 118 in the last 7 days. and leased 0, withdrawn 125, and expires 167. Now, this is the point that I want to make. There is a lot of homes expiring, or lots of property, not just homes, lots of property expiring in the last 7 days. And actually, a couple of days ago, I popped this up. It was 177. So there are properties that are expiring, and what that means is you have a listing agreement with an agent for 6 months, and 6 months have gone by and it hasn't sold. They can either put it back on the market. So maybe some of these expires have been back on the market, or some of these expires have moved with another agent and went back on the market. Okay, so if you have your home on the market, or if you're buying a home on the market, look at the market. What are the conditions of the market? I'm seeing a lot of expires. I'm seeing a lot of price decreasing. Yes, we're still seeing option. Yes, we're still seeing pending. And I'd be curious to see. I would have to go back in there to see what kind of homes are the ones that are, or what kind of properties is the kind of property that's being, put into option. In fact, I paused the video and came back, right? In fact, I decided to go ahead and see what are the residentials that are going under contract. And you can see right here, we look at the top days on market. These are homes that have been on the market for a period of time, 362, and that one on the market, 214, that one finally went on the market. And CDOM just means continuous days on the market, right? So you can see some of these. If you look at this column here, it says DOM. For example, this one right here says 83 days on the market. But if you look at right next to it, says it's 122 days with continuous days in the market. So what does that mean? Probably, and I don't know if that's the case, but probably it was listed with an agent, it expired and moved on to a different agent, came back on the market, or they took it off the market for a little while and they put it back on the market. But you do see those. Maybe this one was listed with 180 days, and it's currently been on the market a second time for 62 days. And this was on the market for, 180 days, and then they refreshed it or they renewed it. Same right here, 210 days, and they refreshed it, they renewed it, because now they're going on the contract in 59 days from the date it went on the market again. All right, there's another one, 209 days, went under contract, 33 days after. So, things to keep in mind, in that regard. And so when we're looking at the market, consider the market conditions. I'm kind of hoping that here in the next couple of weeks and or months, we do have some rates drop, and people are jumping into the market. Hopefully they don't drop significantly to the point where we have to see for the buyers, skyrocketing purchase prices or offer prices. You have a house listed for $200, all of a sudden the interest rate is at 2%, and everybody jumps into the market, and all of a sudden we have above asking offers, because you'll run into other situations. There's always all kinds of factors that play into that. So yeah, and without further ado, I do have some other things to point out. If you guys go a little bit lower down, I do have some property on the market. You have 2 houses. One is in the San Juan area. One is over here in the North Mission area. Check them out. Click the links where it says see more. And I do have 3 lots available for sale. I have one out there in the boonies by Hargill. It's a farm and ranch. If you have any questions about that, if you're interested, if you have anybody that has any farm and ranch questions, feel free to have them reach out. I do have a lot in the San Juan area as well. It's potential. It's got 7,000 square feet. It's got some potential. So if you have any questions about that lot, check it out here in the link below. And then I have another lot out here by the Sullivan area, between La Jolla and Sullivan area, where it's right next to a cemetery. So if you have questions about that one, let me know. We'll talk about it. Feel free to reach out. If you have questions about any other property, maybe you're thinking about selling your house, or maybe you're thinking about buying a house, feel free to reach out. My number is 956-476-2925.